Well, I'm on the road again. This time I'm headed off to Habitat for Humanity. Well, that's like third on the string. I've got to go to the bank, I got to go to the grocery store, and a couple other errands to run. But ultimately, this is a Monday morning trip to the Habitat for Humanity Restore. Now that's clear on the other side of town over in Portage, so it's about 12 miles. It'll take me about 30 minutes to get there because of traffic and things. But it's one of them things that we just got to do because it's Monday morning in Kalamazoo. I got an email this weekend. Called me and said that he had a job opportunity down in Louisiana. Going to be another consulting job. Didn't have a lot of details. He said he had one department that needed work instructions that needed my special touch because I write technical work instructions. How to put things together, which tool to pick up, how to do it, which hand to use, where to put the screw. And that doesn't seem to be a normal thing. There's an issue. Payment has been a little bit spotty. Not lack of payment, just we call that dilatory action. A little slow on the uptake. Big problem was it was in Mexico that all the paperwork went through. So it was tough to get anybody to do anything as far as actually cutting a check. Plus there was a language barrier. I don't speak Spanish, and half the time they spoke kind of English. Since they speak two languages and I don't speak any other than... Since they speak two languages and I speak one, kind of, I can't complain about them. I can say that that situation was not comfortable. This trip to the Restore is where I got the dust collector and the metal shear. But there was a problem with some of the footage on this following thing. I actually had been going to another place and stopped on the way home because I saw an estate sale sign. You know, you see one of those and old Sneelock pulls over just to take a look. Well, I managed to pick up some stuff, and the video footage of me getting this stuff didn't take so good. But I'll show you what I got. This is the shed. Yep, that was all I got of the shed, and now this is me on the way home. Well, I'm leaving with a little tin pan. Well, I'm leaving with an aluminum baking pan for 50 cents and a bunch of screwdrivers for $0.25 apiece and a nice $5 Eagle oil can. Pretty good deal. Lydia managed to pick up 6 chairs for $5 a piece. Same place she got the freezer. But I'm going home happy. This is what I actually got at the estate sale. I had to do a second shot at the house just so I show you what I got. Well, I got back from the garage sale. This one. And realized that I'd never showed anybody, well actually I did, but the video didn't take on the camera. You know, one of those things. But I got some cool stuff. Not a lot, but enough to make it worth the trip. Mostly screwdrivers and nut drivers. Now I know, if you look on the wall I got screwdrivers, you look behind me I got screwdrivers, I got them all over the place. But I like them. You use them a lot too, at least I do. These nut drivers, like some of them are just knockoffs, but even the knockoffs, I mean, you don't use these things to build bridges. They're little tiny things. We're working inside some place where you just need a nut driven down. So this little knockoff with a green plastic handle is an 11/32. The yellow one, which somebody used a pair of pliers on the shank. Don't do that, you'll mess up the chrome. But then, they're not that much anyways. This is a nice one. It's a Master Mechanic. It's a 3/8 nut runner. This one is another knockoff, and it has a smoky handle for those interesting times. It's a 5/16 driver. Tiny one. This one is a 7/16. This is the biggest one of the kit. And this one, which is the nicest one of the bunch, is a Klein. And it's a Klein 3/8. I like it when they... I'm having a little problem with cameras. The last part of the estate sale just didn't show up. And so, okay, fine. Then I came back to the shop and tried to do it again, and the tail end of that one just didn't show up. Real camera issues. So anyways, I'm going to go back and jump in the middle of the last video and start over. This is the Klein Nut Runner, 3/8. It's a nice one. I always like Kleins, and Dad actually left me a full set of these, so this will go in with that, and I'll have a spare 3/8. This big Stanley screwdriver I bought because, well, can't have too many screwdrivers, and this one's in good shape. Stanley made a lot of really good screwdrivers, and later years they've kind of fallen off, and they're not so good. But this is an older one. It's from the late 60s, early 70s. Good solid one. I like this kind of handle. It's got a good grip surface. Doesn't have the rubber that the Klein does. Klein's really nice on that. But if you're working in greasy, grimy, crappy situations, this is better. It doesn't get anything underneath that rubber grip. And so you don't end up with that rubber grip sliding off on you. So it's a nice little Stanley 64-866. Cool screwdriver. Now the thing that I like the best that I got at the estate sale didn't show up on the video at all. As a matter of fact, it was ahead of the little bit of the video that you saw of the shed, because this came out of the shed. It's an oil can. Now it's not much to look at, and $5 may seem a little steep for an old dirty oil can, but this is an Eagle, and it's an older style, made in USA, good condition, still clicks. It's kind of unusual anymore. I go to garage sales and I find them that somebody has put a dent in the bottom of this thing by dropping it or hitting it, or something happened to it, and it no longer clicks. And when they don't click, no oil comes out. You have to wait for it to just kind of drizzle out. Oil can's pretty much worthless. So this is a cool one. It's from back in the day when they still put brass parts on things because they wanted them to last. So that was all of the tools that I got there. I didn't take the tote with me because I didn't know I was going to a garage sale. Note to self, make arrangements to fix that. So all I had was this baking pan, 50 cents. It works. Now, I'm not going to carry this with me. I'm probably not going to carry a tote with me either, but just thought it was kind of interesting that I came up with this thing to do. So that's all the stuff for the estate sale. Back to the truck. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching. That's all for Old Sneelock on the road.